So we've ended up on the kind of the other subcontinent. We're in Raventown. People were able to get in. We've discussed different ways of trying to infiltrate the town. We left off with people watching a cabaret show, and also I got introduced to one of the only people who have disdain for the current um
Worship of Bane?
current worship of Bane. So yeah, that seems like it's going to be a fun time to go for that. So if yeah, that's going to be an interesting way to do espionage. So we'll see where things progress from there.
You didn't mention your 3 friends.
Oh well, I only got 2 friends because Consent and Sexy. We have my 2 new Husk not Husk zombies, 2 new ghouls that I have with me. So
I thought they're in the room.
yes, they're in the room, but overall with me, general with me. So we'll go from. I mean, yeah, grave cleric has grave workers now.
And he lives in the town, right? Okay.
So rule number 1, don't get caught. It's deadly.
Yes.
Okay. Let's see. Where did you say the inn was? Was it at building number 2 on the map? We came in through the north gate, which is right next to building number 2. Okay. I think we're here for the show and to kind of see people's reactions to what's going on, and also to eavesdrop a little bit and see if we can't pick up any conversations of things around town. So my vote would be no.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna stick with the party on this one.
Yeah, I'm just getting there, right? Okay.
Are we all? Did we did our exploring? We all met up? Are we all met up now?
I believe our cleric is still at the church.
Okay. Oh yes. Okay.
I'm heading back to the what's it called?
The inn?
The inn to wipe out my pants.
No, I think we only got.
No, I think it was just a couple days.
Like, it was 2-3 days.
Right?
First roll. Mood was headed from the inn to the ship. Silas is going from the church.
I was. Yes.
Good roll to start.
Get my little entourage.
Is there a dark corner we can go behind real quick? Okay.
Would you like to come in the horse?
I can go in the.
Sounds wrong.
Into the horse?
Yep.
So the vines will wrap around us and make a little room on the horse. And be like, what's up?
So I have ran into an interesting situation.
Oh, I know.
Oh yeah, you have one of your cat girls with me, don't you?
Yeah, they told me.
Yeah, so we have dissenters in the church we can work with.
Yes. That'll be... It was very unexpected, and it's probably going to make it more fun.
Yeah,
Bane's a pain in the ass.
agreed.
So much law. So much law.
And so we can hopefully with that being said, we can maybe use that to our advantage. But for now, I think I've had enough excitement for one day. Where are you heading to?
I am going to... I was going to go see if I could find the... So the dock's closed.
Yes.
Because of... Yeah. So I was going to go see if I could find who did run the docks, or who was running the docks, or the people that were like most discouraged by the docks being closed. How long were the docks closed? Yeah. Okay. Then I'm going to go over there and see if anyone cares that the docks are closed. Because no one's... The people have not, like... They're the old grumpy people are the people that were working the docks. They closed, now they're going around, but it's been too long to do that. So I'm going to go find the people that would like the docks to be open. And I assume being on the docks would be the place to go look at that, because we got to... I mean, the best way to take over a town is probably through a revolution or a revolt, as long as our names aren't on it and it's some angry dock workers. It might be a foothold somewhere, because we need the dock to be open, right? So this is a 2-for-1, get the dock open and the town is happy with new management. So I was going to go scout some information on the docks. I do not know where the rest of it... Do I know where the rest of our party is? No, I do not know where the rest of our party went.
Well, I'll join you to go investigate the docks,
Okay.
if you wish.
Yeah, no, the more the merrier. That looks like a good
Let's see.
place to start.
Oh, don't you know I don't imbibe omniscience unless the day ends in Y.
I mean, you don't have to get sloshed, but that's bar's definitely a really good place to get information, and that one's
Agreed.
bustling.
No. I'm just kind of trying to blend in.
Aren't we? Are we still inside?
We've been
Oh.
to the ship, and what is the clientele like? Is it a mix of farmers and more successful-looking merchants or nobles or anything like that, or is it all high class? Is it all low class? What are we looking at here? Okay. Are there any? Do there seem to be any specific groups that are kind of either by color or by emblem or something? Kind of is there does the clergy represent a certain corner, or is there all the blue collar guys are over on one side of the ship, kind of a bar kind of thing? I can do that. Let's see. Perception, perception, perception. Okay. Okay. Good. All right. Uh,
What?
That's
That's
that's quite high.
reluctantly pay him. This I've never been paid. Is there at least some drinks on the house? All right then. That's. I guess you don't have. Scuff it after paying 5 gold pieces.
Yep. Mm. Mm. Uh, does anyone in my posse notice the rest of our party? Okay. Okay. I'll inform our cleric, and we'll at least I'll scurry, scooch that way.
At these prices?
Yeah.
I'm drinking wine.
I remember them being expensive still.
How deep is the water underneath this pier? Ish. Like in the ground. So the image isn't. Okay. So it is connected to the ground. Okay. I just want to know where my elementals are. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm. Well, drink my free drink.
Vigo will abstain.
I mean, if the drinks are reasonable, I drink, but I'm not made of money. Yeah, I'll grab some ale. It'll be fine.
So glad I abstained.
Almost rolled the D210. That's not the same as a D20.
Oh my gosh, that's not looking good for me tonight.
Vigo abstains.
Vigo was drinking before, weren't you?
No. We did. I brought drinks to the table, but I didn't drink.
Mm.
Because the bartender wanted to have fun and thought it hilarious to hand Vigo a full size mug of whatever. So upon being insulted, Vigo figured he's just going to waste it. And
I
refuse the
see.
drink. Yep. If you have not seen him, on a side note, Brad Williams, the comedian, funny as hell. He's funny as hell.
I'm gonna get some screenshots of our DM. They don't know yet. Am I not? Should I not do anything? Should I not
Moving
post these
forward, more
screenshots?
positive breast cancer is overwhelming, but I never just found my way. I made it and did all I could to.
Oh,
Is it an ale, a wine? What is like?
isn't it any of them? Because I'm drinking wine.
Only 9.
You have the wrong background around you because I see Casper.
So did I
Kirby
drink
and
that
Russell.
drink unknowingly? Because I was drinking wine.
By the way, awesome.
I said, did I unknowingly drink this drink? Because Vigo brought me wine. Got me wine and brought me wine. I don't remember that. I don't remember that.
It's like a specialty cocktail.
Yeah, it's like here's your
But-
here's your like stamp to show that you paid, and then here's your free drink. And
I don't
and then
remember
you're in.
drinking that at all. All I had was my wine. No, just had my wine.
So they're just on the table.
I guess so. It's for you, Mood.
And so is Vigo's, right? Do you mind? This is actually quite good.
Vigo slides it across the table to you.
Huzzah! I will actually wave my hands over it a little bit and then drink it. Does this taste fey? Okay. I'll like having the concern just be like, it's weird. Does Endel? I asked because the woman is quite attractive. Like, unnervingly attractive. With Endel's true sight, does she see anything unusual about her? Or the drinks? Okay. Solid.
Side note, I have thunderstorms outside. If I lose my internet, I will try to log back in. No, I've decided I'm going to play Shepherd and stay sober tonight, not touch anything.
As she goes off the stage, I'm gonna have Minnie and Miney tail her. Ethereal plane, so even more so.
Yeah.
I asked, so I guess during the performance, when I'm not enthralled, I'll ask, do we have a... I say what I figured out, at least so far. Do we have a game plan for what we want to do?
I mean, we could talk about the rest of what I know, but we can go back to our room and discuss everything.
Okay. Do we have a game plan of what we want to do here? Because right now we kind of just walked here, had a drink, and now we're leaving.
We were trying to listen to any conversations that were sidebars that either while we were standing in line or to see was anybody disquieted or was there anybody grumbling about high taxes or something.
Okay.
To see could we figure out, like you said, is there a thread of dissent we could maybe tug on to give us a toehold to work from within the town.
Okay. I will. Knowing that is the plan, I'll have Endel scurry around the tavern, try to figure out, listening for that.
They got mooted. Okay, so I will note that and mention it to Mood later that he got mooted twice. Because I'm presuming he consumed my drink as well as his own.
And Melisat's.
So you got triple mooted.
Oh no, that's great. That's what you wanted to do. I mood myself That's what my little wavy hand is. I mood myself.
You're mooting yourself to yourself.
I am mooding myself
Did
to
Mood
myself.
end up like right up on the stage?
I have a different, more subtle way to get her attention, or is what I'm going to aim for.
Hmm.
You don't want to interrupt someone's performance. It's tacky.
So, okay, so nobody talks while she's performing. And is it that would strike me as strange? I mean, I've seen other shows, but have I ever seen it like this intense? So, okay, so this strikes me as a little unusual. And is there a little too much eyes locked on staring kind of going on? Okay. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't take a drink. So, and look at the rest of the party. Does anybody else from our group who took a drink seem to do the same thing?
Just
Okay.
staring. Like poke. Poke
You're the
them.
weird one for not staring.
They react. They're not that into it. Okay.
Okay, but it's still a little creepy. But before she performed, were there any, conversations that we were overhearing? Even if it's just okay. All right.
We got
Other than
no other ones from scouring the whole bar that we might not have gotten from where we were sitting. Okay.
Okay. So, all right. No, then my vote would be we go back to the room and the inn, sit down and kind of discuss this at length, where we aren't ourselves prone to be overheard.
Yeah, that sounds
I
good.
agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I vote we head back and kind of side glance over at Mood, because I know he's got extra companions now, but I also know that I don't see all of them all the time. So
Yep. You see 5 of them. They're the bugbears they're hobgoblins. What are they? I think they're hobgoblins. The hobgoblins that follow me around.
Did you pay for each of them to get in?
I did. And I drank most of their drinks. Because they get to stay sober.
I don't know why this floppish plant creature demigod with an entourage is probably the most interesting character I've seen in a D&D campaign in a long time.
Yeah. He was a ink monster. He was a doctor. Okay. Okay, so she's not going back to the one guy's manor. In her cleaning, does when they're looking around, the specialty drink, is that because I assume that they're cleaning those cups and whatnot, getting everything put away. The thing that came out of, is there any distinguishing marks on that barrel or whatnot? Okay. Okay. Does she seem magical at all? Does she do any spellcasting when she does it? Okay. Okay. No, maybe it's just acid. Tripping charmed balls. Yep. All right. Yeah. Once she's asleep, they'll come back and tell me. She's a tiefling? Okay. Yeah, so in. What are we doing at the inn? Because I have something to do at night.
we were going to. Well, this was the first chance I think that Silas had to kind of give us a full rundown on what happened when he went to the church and
Yeah,
that information. So this would be, I think, the first opportunity really to tell us all the details of that.
yeah. So what had happened was, is I went into the church and started talking, and the person was bewildered that there was other gods you could worship freely. And so I started talking to him, and it seems like there's him and maybe a few contingencies um, of people who are wanting to learn more. And so what I believe we should do is we should write out everything wrong with the church and get there, as well as suggest some reforms. And then once we're done with that, we should nail it on the door of the church. Or we could use these guys to infiltrate the church and try to see if we could work our way up through the church, because I think the church and the king are the same thing.
Okay, so you want to do a Martin Luther and
That-
like the 95 Theses?
Thank you.
That's what I
Yes.
figured. Okay, and we all know what happened to Martin Luther, right?
Oh, he
Right.
died in an attic.
The diverted
Yeah.
or was he the guy who got the grenade in the house?
No.
Martin Luther was well before grenades. No, I want to say they declared him a heretic.
Yes.
And I'm kind of thinking that the people of Bane, not that I'm a whole lot of religious sort of guy myself, but try not to piss off the deities too often if I can help it. They don't take kindly. I mean, much like, if someone were to come into whatever your major city is and start tacking up a bunch of theses of Bane on the church door of, your deity, Silas, how would that go over? I mean, flip the script here. And if this was your town and your deity ruled this town with an iron fist, and somebody from a different church came in and tacked up the 95 Theses, what would your response be to that person?
To be
Is it-
fair, yes,
well-
that is.
Is it normally illegal? Like, is it illegal in this world to worship the big three? Or no? Right, I'm talking about like where we're from and the world of the thing is. Okay, so it's not illegal to worship the big three. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Because I think normal Faeruni, I think it's illegal, just because they're evil and it's like you worship this person, you are basically a cult leader. Okay, so it's more free flowing, in which you'd be a cleric and try to steal power from Bane instead of powering him up.
Right.
Possibility.
Right. So this is it's not a bad idea, but I think if you're going to do it, my thought or my suggestion would be, yes, you can write it up, but you can't just write one copy because loyal, devoted cleric of Bane comes along, tears that copy down. That's it. Nobody got to read it. I think if you're going to try to, do you want to convert the town to a different belief system, or
No,
at
I
least
think-
open them up to the idea that there are other deities besides Bane to believe in?
I think we should open it up to the idea that there's other deities beside Bane that they can believe in. And again, I believe that the church and the state are one entity in this area. And so we
Okay.
need to cause dissension between the two. And that would cause dissension between the... If we can cause dissension between the two, we can cause somewhat of a civil war and make it easier for us to investigate, keep our head low, as well as But this would be a long campaign where we need to have supplies. We would need to have influence on people. We would need somebody who could be able to corrupt multiple people at the same time.
Or you say
It's-
corrupt. I think I like your idea, and I'm not shooting it down by any means, because you are definitely playing the 50-year chess game with something like this. This is it. I like the idea. So I'm not saying no to it, and I want to hear more of your idea, because this is a possibility we can go with this, but I think we only have a couple weeks of this clutch of dragon eggs is ready or something. So I don't know if we have time for a protracted civil war.
That is true.
But again, not a bad idea, because if we can start a bonfire one place, and everybody's looking at the bonfire, a good distraction makes it a lot easier to do something else. Where you want to go do something else, because everybody's looking left when you're going to the right.
Well, there's about to be an execution, correct? Sometime soon.
Yes, there was, and Vance mentioned this. There was another group of people who worked for the same people we work for, who had come here kind of on the same mission we're on, and they disappeared. And apparently, we gathered enough information and kind of put a few guesses together. We think they've been captured and are being held here in this town. And in a week or so, when Big Bad Guy shows back up, he's going to lead the execution or oversee their execution for whatever crime it is they committed, which is probably espionage, spying.
Do we know how powerful they were? Okay.
Like I said, Vance mentioned them as a group of other people have disappeared. That's it.
Yeah.
So.
Do we know the number of them?
Yeah. Four
do we
sounds
know?
Like about number.
Do we know what they look like and their
3 people.
names? Do we know what they look like and their names? Okay, we should probably ask him if there's a chance to save them. Then?
Well, my idea was if we can start talking to people within this next week and convert just enough to cause a protest at the same day as the execution, maybe we can get these executees or these poor sacrificial goats out of the fire.
Do we want to wait till the execution date?
Ooh, that's a good idea.
Like that seems like yes. Let us wait till the very last minute to get them out of here. More towards we could maybe find where they are. I mean, I'm assuming they're in the keep. I don't think. I mean, how powerful are we in the organization that we are, comparative to comparative to the rest of the organization? We know that Vance and the other two are probably very powerful if they're bullying around Vance, who can alter reality with the words. Okay. So I mean, even if they're half as powerful as we are, a regular jail is not going to keep them anywhere. So I would assume they're in the keep. Does this place have a jail? Okay. That'd be a place that we could look. And then, but I would assume that's either in the keep, in the jail, or somewhere undisclosed, which would be the hardest one to find, right?
I mean, again, the church and the state are one. Maybe I can get information from my new friends about where they would be kept.
Yeah,
I'm making that assumption. I don't know if that's a fair assumption to make or not inside this reality.
No, I like the idea. Okay, and I would like to hear what everyone else has to think also. Are we thinking of either, well, if we're going to try to find them before execution day, that's got to become priority number one. Then we got to figure out a distraction, and we got to figure out an escape plan. Because, you know, if we're gonna
We
do a
we
jailbreak,
teleported here, right?
Vance teleported us a little outside of town on the second attempt. Because he messed up his first attempt to get us here, which is why I'm not done dealing with Vance, but that's a different story. Oh, I have plans.
So when we're talking about saving them and escaping, oh wait, Mood can transport us. So Mood could transport us back to.
Weren't
Yeah,
we
that's the
trying
question, Mood. How many people could you take with you?
Because I'm like thinking, where are we going? If we're gonna try and run, we don't know this
I can
place
get
very
us.
well.
I can get, like, if we find them, I can get them all out. Getting in, I can. It's costly, but I could get everybody in, maybe.
Okay, well, there's 5 of us right now.
I was
There's
just thinking more of escapage because
no,
the port's not open.
Well, if I can get next to them and it's not a super tightly high magic, this thing would be glowing from space for anyone that could see magic kind of cell. If I'm near them, I can get them back to headquarters. Yeah, or something like that, right? Oh, if I was a different character, I would have had a flying ship by now.
Okay,
That
so that's my
fun.
question. So, like I said, there's 5 of us. There's 4 of them. That's a total of 9 people. Can you move? Can you teleport 9 people at one time?
Getting out, yeah.
If we just want to go home, we want to go back to
Yes.
Vance's office and go, "Hi, we're here. We brought 4 friends."
Yes, I can do that all at once, but it takes a minute to cast. I think it's a minute.
Okay, that would be a key. That'd be a key thing we'd have to know.
Yeah.
Can you prep that to, like, I don't know, when you draw things on chalk or whatever? And
yeah, it's a minute.
Okay, could you do like everything except the last line, so that we come rushing in and you just close the last line and we go, or you?
Yeah,
We literally got to hold the door shut for 60 seconds while you're doing the whole thing.
No, I mean, weirdly enough, I can prep and move at the same time, but it game terms, it takes my action every round for 1 minute to cast this spell. And
Okay,
then,
so what I'm saying is, but
when I release it, it can do the thing. So we could get into a place where we're hidden. We know where they are.
Right.
Wait.
Give you a minute to prep.
Yeah, give me a minute to prep, and then break them out, bring them over, and then we're gone. Yes, that is possible.
Okay. All right.
Well, actually,
so I have something that we could use as a barricade, though.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Don't you have something that could might be a little quicker? I might be thinking of it. Do you have access to it?
I was thinking about using an anti-life shell as a barricade.
Can't they still shoot us?
They could shoot us. Yes, but they couldn't get through the door. And if we're in a area, we could be there.
Okay.
I could also have all those. I could have 3 of us have death wards. I can pretty much make it so it would be almost impossible for us to die within a minute.
And are both those concentration spells?
We could take you could take a hit, and instead of going to 0, we go to 1 once for each.
Yes.
Death ward.
Right. Are both those concentration spells? The death ward?
No, death ward's not.
Anti-life shell is, but
Okay.
it would have to hit me first. And so if they can't get to me unless it's via arrows,
right?
If we're in a place where
or magic,
or magic, if we're in a place where we're not being shot at with magic or spells, then we should be good.
Okay.
Did my sister not bestow to you a interesting ability that might also come in handy?
I'm just looking.
I mean, you
mean-
could get a couple of us out. You could get them and
So-
2 others.
I got a question just before we keep on digging into this rabbit hole of escaping. Isn't our goal to establish a foothold here? Wouldn't creating a giant issue and disturbance and then running away make that a lot harder later?
Well, we're
Yeah.
hoping that they don't know it's us. In essence, I
Do
mean,
we
if
have
we
a-
Do we have a way to we're fairly distinct from the normal people around here, and it'd be especially easy to flag us because we've been here like no time at all, talked and mingled
Mhm.
around in noticeable places, and then this giant disturbance hits off and we are nowhere to be found.
that's true, but I think
Very valid point.
Do we
That's
have
true.
a
As long
way
as we- as
to
long as we understand.
contact our people and see if they want us to do this?
I don't know who they are.
No, she's talking Vance. Are you talking
Yeah.
Vance? Or are you talking? Okay,
Yes, yes, yes.
you've heard of Ego too, or Kesrick. Okay, so the and
Did
I
we
resent
take
that Kesrick was not mentioned as one of the most interesting characters ever played. Anyway, so we might have to communicate back to Vance. That might be a good report we could send
Right, right.
to say, hey, we think they're in this town. We think they're getting executed in a couple days, and we think bad guy will be in town when it occurs. You know, do you want us to attempt a breakout to rescue the people, or what? Send instructions. Maybe
Yeah.
something of that nature. So the report gives information, but we're also asking a question at the same time for a little guidance. But I think, Saturn made a very good point that, yeah, if we're here, we're the new guys in town, and this big ruckus takes place 3 days later, and then all of a sudden we disappear from town. It'd be kind of tough for us to show back up and go, hey, how's everybody doing?
Well,
I
I'm
think
thinking-
it's gonna be hard enough as it is to get a foothold in this town when we can't use the port.
Well, no, but I like Silas's idea of maybe it's the, we may have to play the 50-year chess game. We may have to sow some seeds of dissent. We may have to kind of, it's taken a while to get to this point. So it might take a while to change the course of the ship or the cart, and you got to turn a little bit at a time. But you keep turning a little bit at a time, you can change course on a ship. But yes, Mood.
The one thing I'll say is the nature of what I'm thinking our escape is technically could be done from anywhere, like a whole long range away. So like us being in town versus not in town kind of doesn't matter with how we're gonna portray the escape, because teleportation's involved. So it's more of like we first got here, but a lot of people get here. And I mean, these teleportation things, you could be doing it from the other side of the continent.
Oh no, you have to do it from wherever you are. Where you're going to could be the other side of the continent. I think. I don't know. I mean, like I said, I don't know. I think you kind of got to be here.
I think Vance, if he knew where they were, might be able to just kind of doodly-dee, and then the portal would open up, they get sucked through it, and then if he had gone a different route, he could have just been like, doodly-doo, and then they just, zoop, they're vanished away.
Well, I hope they are healthy enough to survive one of Vance's oopses.
That's very true. But
no, I don't, because he almost killed me on that last one. Literally 3 hit points.
But I'm saying is, with the nature of the way that we're going to try to get them to escape, it wouldn't proximity to the escapees is kind of a non-issue for looking for a culprit.
I'm not following your logic, but
So, like, you
spell
probably
this one out to me in simple, non-wiggly finger type language.
So it's like someone died, right? The crime is someone died, okay? And there's an arrow in them. Being in the town is like only looking at 5 feet around the dead body for the killer, but there's an arrow in them. So the radius that the crime could have been committed is so much bigger than just looking at who's in the town. Now, it's possible that someone could have stabbed him with the arrow with their fist, but it could have also been shot at him.
Oh.
Basically, like, the area in which you're looking for suspects is so much bigger with how we are trying to get them out.
So you're gonna make sure they see you cast or
No,
scene. Then how do they know teleport's involved?
because there should be no other way that they could have gotten in and out. What will be the hope?
Oh,
We're gonna pop in and pop out, right? That's the idea.
is there like smaller
It's
magic
an
that can move
idea.
you?
Yeah, but I guess it would have been, like that would be the idea. I mean, we'd leave a chalk circle. I can leave a chalk circle. I don't have to leave a chalk circle, but I can, which will show that it was teleportation magic that got in and out.
If that'll even work, but again,
right, we have to know their situation.
We have to find them. We have to determine their situation.
Yeah, I'm saying if the teleportation does work, we don't have to worry about blowing our cover as long as we're not seen, because of the scope of the amount of areas in which we could do it from.
But we need an alibi.
Sure, that's actually pretty easy to get.
Okay, so now, like I said, Silas, I like your idea of the 50-year chess game, and hope it doesn't take 50 years. But what the hell? I like that idea of spreading the word and preaching, the alternative, which is what I think you started to say, and then slowly build up a following that eventually would get strong enough that you could rise up. But the whole time you're doing that, you're going to have to keep it all hush hush. Am I correct in that?
I think I can keep some of it. I think I could be discreet enough for that, especially with your help. That being said, we could also maybe get some of the locals involved, some of the people who might be suffering because the town isn't being as prosperous. Maybe get some local celebrities involved.
Okay. It's not a bad idea. And again, not saying no to it. Anybody else got any other thoughts or want to add to this one?
Do we know how religious the town is?
I mean, my thought is that we might be better off trying to be sneaky, and like if we really want to free them, try to use some sort of like subterfuge to get them in and out without leaving really much of a trace and not making it a big deal.
Yeah, I mean that's the biggest hope, right? The biggest hope is they're gone, right? The second biggest hope is
the biggest hope is that we can find them.
Well, I mean that's assuming we do find them. The second one is if they do figure out how they escaped, that the method that they escaped from, of how they escaped, won't directly look at just they didn't need to be in the town. They could have got scryed on and then teleported out that way, because you could do that. And then, but for taking over the town, I don't think I don't think the changing in religions is a bad idea. I think it's a good idea. But I wonder how religious is this town? Like, what is? Yeah, that would be what I would wonder.
Okay.
Like, is the changing of a religion going to be enough to start a rebellion, or is it just enough to make some people angry and get squashed by the a group of stronger, probably decently strong clerics, maybe, or pull attention in that way? Like, is these people worshiping Bane just kind of a thing that when the town was taken over in the first place was like, oh, you're going to worship Bane now, and they're like,
That's a good question. We need to find that out. That's
Yes.
actually a very good question. We need to
Mhm.
find the answer to. How long have they been worshiping Bane? Silas, do you know that?
I do not know that off the top of my head.
Okay. But to me, that would be a very good question to have an answer to, because if the answer comes back, 30 years or whenever it was, if everything started 30 years ago when the town got conquered, so what happened 30 years ago that all of this took place?
yeah,
Now,
that
you may
would
have to
probably
go
be a good
find, you may have to
something.
talk to some of the older people who've been around long enough to remember all that stuff. Because there's at least a generation that's grown up in the current rules of the town. And I mean, so what happened and who did they worship before? And again, you're dealing with the older generation who would know this. And the younger generation has never known anything but the worship of Bane and the current set of rules, and the fact that the harbor's always been closed in their lifetime. But the older generation said, oh yeah, we used to get ships in, back and forth, and then something happened, and and this happened, and then that happened, and this is, so if we can find an old guy or old lady who can tell us some information, or if your contact at the church is old enough to tell us that'd be really helpful information. That'd be an
Well-
excellent data
well,
points for us to
Yeah,
have.
or an elf dwarf gnome.
But they'd have to live in the town for
Yes.
30 years, for over 30 years.
Which, I mean, is not.
I'm not being a
Okay.
racist. I don't care who was here. I mean, even you big humans, can live long enough to do that, to have lived here long enough to have been here for 30 years.
I think I was like, I'm not a human. As the plant, like, tentacles just kind of look at you. Shh. Okay. I played a lot of humans.
But so, Silas, I mean, I really do think you're onto something here, and I think it's a very good idea. But correct me if I'm wrong, the original reason that we got sent out to go start this, not this mission, but even the previous one, was there's a clutch of dragon eggs that are, hatching soon?
I don't.
Okay. 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 So, and we don't know where she is. Okay, so that's the overarching goal, is to find the matriarch, free her, and get her back to Vance, where she can be protected, safe, and then the dragon slavers won't benefit from having her anymore. So that'll be fun.
I know this is going to sound weird, but what happens if we were to cause a ruckus and see what happens, and see, cause a major problem in the city?
We
Do you
were
think the dragon slavers would come here?
informed not to, for that to be our last course of action. Otherwise, that would have been my opening gambit of, all right, I'm going to go make the keep not be there. With a small battalion. But we were sent here to be discreet. And only under, we find out the whole town is devout followers to the new regime that they have, were we to kind of go loud. We could use a loud thing as a distraction to do something discreet, but having our main focal point be the loud part was discouraged. Otherwise, that would have been my go-to.
Okay, fair. I don't know. I feel like right now, I think we need more information, and I think we should probably pry to town for more information. One of them being how long has people been worshiping Bane, and how prevalent or how pervasive in their culture is the worship of Bane.
I think that's a great idea. Also, what was the town like before the worship of Bane was instituted? Have they always been Bane worshippers? Or is this something new that's been forced on them, and who they worship before that?
Agreed.
So if the dragon slavers, took over this country and methodically went around town to town, taking over each town, installing Bane worshippers, the clerics in charge, and then converting the town forcibly, they would have had 30 years to wipe out, remove, or destroy any other temples or churches, or worship places for other religions, so that the people only grow up knowing the worship of Bane. And after a generation or two, that just sets itself in place. Because
I mean, to be fair, they could have been worshiping like Nerul or Bahamut before this.
Absolutely, yes. And that's the question to ask is, what was it like, But so how long has Bane worship been the primary religion here, and what was like before that? So great questions to ask to your contact.
Yeah, so I'll ask that. I'll have to figure out a way to set up more of a discreet conversation technique. Maybe we could have somebody drop off a note to them, and we'll see how that goes.
To the church themselves?
To my contact, insert name here.
Oh, okay.
Because it'd be weird if I go back to the church at this point, to be honest.
Would it? I mean, it might look like you're a convert. Like, you were worshipping this blasphemous god, and now that one guy has started to convert you, and now you're coming back for more conversion! Instead of the other way around.
Wait, is that how you left Silas? Or I thought you mentioned that there was, he cast you out because you're a non-believer, and you left kind of to make a scene to sort of protect him.
The latter where I made a scene to protect him.
Okay, yes. So that he's already left once and kind of made a scene, and maybe been seen by one or two of the others as walking away and scuffing his feet in the dirt.
Well, now that might be a bad thing, because now he looks like kind of like a heretic, right? So he might be. He's got eyes on him. Mm-hmm. If he goes back and gets conversion therapy, I put air quotes, conversion therapy, that would like take the eyes off him or put better eyes on him, right? Like he'd be able to talk to his contact and have a reason to keep going to his contact and have a reason that they would trust him more, because comparative to how they trust him now as heretic, he believes in this one god. He might get attacked by assassins in the night because they don't want another religious figure popping up in the town. Versus, he's being converted. Okay. That they've probably done that to the whole town a bunch, because they gotta have people coming in and out that aren't specifically worshiping Bane, that they've done this before. So it would convert the other guy. So it'd be like a 2-for-1. Not only do we get to seed, not only do we get the informant, but we get to seed more of an ally that might be able to spread and get us more allies. And it takes heat off of our cleric.
Milady, what do you think of that argument? Mel?
I don't know. You guys
I
have
think
gone
it-
round and round, and
Well-
honestly, y'all lost me.
I think the angle is a good angle because I think that if you go there for
I think yes, absolutely, that is the way to go to try and kind of infiltrate in the worshiping. Yes, I think that is a great plan. Are we still going to try? Are we going to try and talk to our people and see if they want us to go through and try and save the other people? Do we even really know if that's our other people there that are going to be executioned?
Well,
Well-
we fully suspect they are. So,
Right.
Go ahead, Mood.
Well, I was going to say that's what our cleric's going to do, right? Like that would be a plan if he wants to go to that. But we still have to figure out what the rest of us are going to do.
Well, okay, so I like the idea of Silas going. Well, I got to tell you this much. This is my perspective. When I was working with the Grace of Shadows before I got loaned out, if somebody came to the Grace and said they wanted to join, but then backed away because they had other ideas, and then the next day comes rolling back in and says, "Oh, I fully believe in everything you want. Please let me in." We'd kick their ass because that guy's a guardsman trying to infiltrate us, and there's no way we're letting that guy in.
Right.
You're
But
coming in a little bit
So
strong.
you just
You're-
put Silas in the same position.
No, your character there, the Silas of your story, came in pretty hot and heavy. Maybe if you tone it down a few bits.
Right. Like he's not going to go in looking for conversion. He's kind of going to go in like maybe not quite to the point of confusion, but like on the edge looking like he could be converted. And then we're going to get the other guy to push conversion like as the act. So basically he's going to come back again looking for more tongue lashing. And then after a while it'll turn into conversion. Essentially. It's essentially the same thing, just a little bit more believable. Not switching from hot to cold, but basically going like, he came back. Maybe some of that stuck with him, but he still has his own beliefs. So then he comes back in, and then he gets another tongue lashing from what just happened.
But you're gonna have to find the same guy again.
Yes, so
you
that's
can't just walk in and find any random cleric in there, because one of the others may not be so willing to accept this, change in belief so quickly. Because again, like I said, to me in the Grace, we'd have looked at the guy, laughed in his face, and sent him packing on his way, missing a few teeth or fingers. Then we'd have had people watching him to confirm our belief, and we'd have made sure that we knew who he was.
Right, but if you had a guy on the inside pushing away from the disbelief, it might have changed your view of the guy.
It all boils down to the fact that you're going to have to find the exact same guy again.
Exactly.
And then you have to approach him and somehow say, "Hey, follow my lead. We got to go with this," and get him to play his part. So Silas, it's on you. I think the rest of us. So this is the plan for Silas, and I don't think we should string him out there by himself. He may need some backup, but
he could have the backup he had before.
There should be some way to communicate back to us, hey, it's going okay, or like I said, when our observers can watch and see, yep, he got in okay, it's looking like it's going to work. But I think the rest of us can concentrate on trying to figure out where these 4 people are being held. Are they, in jail? That should be easy enough to figure out. If they're under the church, that would be a little tougher. If they're in somebody's manor house, again, a little tougher. But we can go. So we don't have to sit here and twiddle our thumbs. We can be occupied with going around, and nothing says that somebody can't go try to find some old people and sit down and have a nice conversation with them about, hey, what was it like about 40 years ago? When you were young, what do you remember? Hey, grandfather, tell me a story.
Do you want to take that approach? Like, do you want to be in charge of finding the older people? And again, like, you could probably find you might be able to find some teenage elves and dwarves that kind of...
Same kind of, well, they have to be, 40, in their 40s, but old enough or older. But yeah, I mean, I don't mind doing that. Would anybody want to go with me?
I mean, I could go provide backup just in case.
Okay.
I can scout the locations.
Okay. And milady, what would you be interested in doing? I can see you would be welcome on with any one of us.
Mm-hmm.
I think she might have.
Yep.
Okay. Well, she has that pondering look on her face, so we won't rush the lady to make a decision. We'll allow her to decide when it's her time, and it takes time to decide things in Elvish, because yes.
But it does sound like we have a plan for tomorrow, then.
If
Okay.
you could, maybe even if we had somebody go and talk to the priest in an urgent matter, where we could have him come up and see what's going on.
Do you remember the race of the priest?
I could probably give a fairly good description, I'm guessing.
What was the race? The race was human?
Human, yeah.
Okay, if we want to if we want to just take tomorrow and you point him out to me, I can get you as much alone time with that person as you want.
That'll be helpful, so I think that's...
And then we could set up this would give you a direct, private conversation room to talk with him.
Yes.
Okay,
and
so
as well as set up a way that we can communicate later down the road.
Yeah, so why don't we do that also tomorrow instead of you going in the church directly tomorrow? You have your day of pondering.
Sorry, I had to run away for a sec. Let's see.
Did you hear us the whole time?
Yeah, I was listening. I was like, see, okay, is Vigo gonna go talk to the
Old people.
older generation and find out? Okay, and then Mood is gonna do what?
Mood's helping Silas.
I'm going to help Silas and scout potential areas that they could be holding the prisoners.
Oh, I think I should go do that.
Okay.
And then Saturn will back up Vigo. So the two old sailors will go wandering around and see what we can find.
Okay,
Everybody
we're
loves a
doing
good,
this tomorrow,
good
right?
salty tale. Yes.
Yep.
That was the plan.
Okay.
Question for the DM. Is there a curfew in town? Does the place seem to lock down? Okay, so you couldn't go in and out the gates of the town, which makes sense. At night, you'd close the city gates or the town gates. That makes sense. I got that one. I'm just saying. But there's no curfew or armed guards patrolling the streets or whatever. Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you. I just wanted to make sure because
Excuse me.
that's it. Vigo has nothing else to do tonight.
That probably would be better to get a start in the morning.
Yeah.
Yep.
I have something to do in the middle of the night. All right, I would like to go into that luscious tiefling's dreams. Does it work? That's the first question. Uh-huh. Basically, like, so the first thing I would get is she the type to sleep? She's not a sleeper. She's a tiefling. So she's not a tiefling.
Maybe it's just a late night.
Well, no, the spell will specifically tell me, like, the spell will specifically tell me if she's awake or not, and then it'll tell me when she goes to sleep, but the spell fails if she doesn't sleep. So I'm assuming the spell failed. Yes? Okay. So she's not a tiefling? That's,
We know the spell failed.
I do. Because I cast the spell and it says the spell failed, basically. At least that's what I get. I know she doesn't sleep, so as a tiefling, that's weird. That's like saying a person doesn't sleep. Okay, so it does work. It's just she's awake. Okay, so she is a tiefling. Okay, so like she is just staying awake. Okay, so the spell is active and it will tell me for 8 hours if she falls asleep or not. Okay, so that's what that's doing, and I'm just kind of just waiting, taking my own long rest. So she doesn't sleep over the night. Okay. I will. In the morning, I'll recast it so it's during the day to see if she falls asleep sometime during the day. Right. So that'll be that. Well, hold on. If she's not sleeping, I'm gonna have. So Meanie and Mighty followed her back to her place at night. What was she doing at her place? Like, what is she doing when she's not? She's supposed to be sleeping. I'm assuming they came back at like 2 a.m. when I would have shot the spell off. So what is she doing? Okay. Yeah, they'd stay on her till. Yeah, okay.
It's her up night.
Using a magical ability, no, they could see her cast a spell though. So like, if she does something visual, she can see it. They can see it, but not. Hmm. Okay.
What?
So she's reading an invisible book. Is she reading an invisible? Because you need the book for that. So she's reading an invisible book. Then that isn't invisible to my crazy witch people. Because that's what the tome book is. It's very cute and interesting. Because you need back to the tome to take the ever no sleeping thingy. At least I think you do.
The wheels of her. Oh, damn dog.
Right. So this is just a day she's not like she's still going to get exhaustion levels, but it's just a day she's. Right. But after a while, she'll get exhaustion levels because it just gets harder and harder and harder and harder and harder. Right. Okay. It's intriguing. Okay, so well, yes. I guess I'd just watch for the first night and see that she's not sleeping. But she looks, I guess then she looks tired then, right? Because it was like a person not sleeping. Yeah. Okay. That's interesting. Okay. Yeah, we can move to the next time. But I don't dream. Or, I mean, I don't sleep. Huzzah! I'd probably be in someone else's dream as well, just waiting for this person to nod off. So I'll be like, I'll be like, what the fuck is going on? I did. So I'm like,
What time is it?
Ooh.
Okay.
Does the area look somewhat familiar? Like the same type of trees that'd be around us as when we fell asleep, or is it like really different?
what happened during the transition? Well, I mean, I legitimately have never slept before, so it's like sleep is like not a thing my race can do. Well, I mean, I was in someone's dream. So it was like I was teleported, almost. Okay.
Come on.
Rolling for trees. So he's rolling for trees. Look familiar.
Oh, so okay. So like what I was trying to go for is like, oh, we were around like a bunch of pine trees and these are oaks or something, that kind of thing. Okay, cool. Sorry.
I try to manipulate the landscape. And nothing happens. I'm assuming so. like I'm using the spell dream, just like, and then nothing happens, right? Just, but I see everybody else. I'm like, this is. I tell everyone that I've done this before. I'm not doing this. Just trying to. You see me trying to do things,
Look
and
at
it just
mood.
like doesn't
Mood,
work.
what are you doing? Why are you messing with us again?
Well, I never mess with you because you don't sleep.
I'm sure you found some way to mess with me at some point.
Like, oh, this is very.
I'm gonna go up to the nearest building and look in and see if there's any inhabitants.
You said different beverages? We just... Oh, okay. For some reason, my first line of thought was different beverages. Like, oh no, ale, wine, water. What is that? Okay.
So I'm gonna like look into my pocket, like where I keep my gold, and see if I can like. I know that dream has. Like, I don't think it's a dream. I think it's something else. So I'm gonna reach through my pocket and see if I still have my same gold coins, or is it something different? It's not the face of it. Like they're not narcissists and put their face on the coin or anything like that. Okay.
I've told you I'm not doing this. I have one of the Doom Grog smack me to see if it'll wake me up, and I'm assuming nothing happens. Just. Okay.
Okay. So I don't think I think we've been drugged and then taken out back.
I want to know how they did this, because I want to do this, because that's got a lot of people in one area.
Is there anyone else in the town besides the 5 of us? Okay.
This is a very realistic whatever it is, right? Like, it's very, so I'm like, I want to tell everyone, will everyone indulge me for a moment? I want to see if we can go back to where we were, just to make sure we're not, like, actually awake.
Okay.
So I'm going to cast Teleportation Circle. What happens? Trying to go, like, trying to go back, I guess, back to base. Okay, so just, like, yeah, this is a very, very unique circumstance we're in, and I want to know how they did it. Or whatever did this. I want to know how they did it.
Okay.
I mean, you can also see what happens once I banish somebody from this existence.
Well, before we go,
I don't even think we're in another plane of existence.
But before you guys go flexing all these arcane and divine muscles you got, let's just do some basic where are we kind of questions, because those are free.
Well, I mean, you saw what happened when I did my thing, right? All of that, it was perfectly under my control, so they could probably perfectly replicate whatever they want. So this is a kind of a thing that, like, pushes outside of that realm that we were testing first.
Right. I understand that part, and as much as I don't understand what all you wiggly finger types do, but what I'm saying is, before you go flexing all your big muscles trying to do things, because you've said yourself, this isn't normal. So this is someone else has built this, kind of like going through that tower maze test of Vance and his buddy, which you didn't go through, by the way.
Right.
And I'm gonna walk over, and I want to. Was it Silas or was it Saturn who was the creature?
What?
In the maze, in
Saturn was.
the test room,
yeah.
with Saturn.
Yeah, it was me.
You could stab him.
I poke him and go, "You're you, right? This time I'm not some weird creature we're gonna have to fight again."
Of course. However, if I was a weird creature, would I have admitted it?
No.
Of course not. Which is why I suspect you're one of those weird creatures again.
It'd be poor taste for them to pick me twice.
Which is exactly why they do it.
You know, Saturn looks around. Is he the only actual human here? Or
Silas is human too.
okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, all right. Like, it's a 50-50 split for who they're going to target, guys. Come on. Not all of us can have strange magic stuff.
Here's the thing: if we open a coffin again and you're inside it, no offense, I'm shanking you.
Which one of me?
Like I
Yes.
said,
Yeah.
no offense, one of you's getting shanked.
I don't think it stopped you last time either.
Nope. All right. So again, before we start flexing muscles, because you've already said that we're not really in control, so let's poke around a little bit and figure out what's going on, because everything's a test according to Vance. So
There's no map. I don't know. I can't see where to go.
You're a poor horrible DM. All right. So my theater of the mind. So everybody at home who's watching, tuning into the Twitch stream, theater of the mind. We're going to envision a small hamlet with the Dusty Dragon Inn. Okay. So we'll put that to the south. We'll say we walked in from the south, and so the Dusty Dragon is on the south side of town. And I'm making this up as I go along. And there's a clock tower in the center of town, or one side of it.
So,
Okay, clock tower in the middle. So there's that, and the Dusty Dragon. Dusty Dragons I pictured a little to the southeast of the tower. That's southwest. We'll go southwest. Okay, so the Dusty Dragon's there, and there's houses around. So let's go talk to somebody and see what's going on. Is there a local? Let's just go find a shop. So it's a Starbucks.
the architecture of the town, does it give any clue to the nature of the plane thing, or does it legitimately just look normal? Okay. Yeah, into the tavern we go to figure out why we're here, because I'm questioning whether any of them are real, or if they have. It's a more ambiguity between blowing up the town or not is a good thing I want to grasp my mind around.
Not while I'm standing inside it.
It won't hurt you.
I look at Mood and go, he slapped you. Did that hurt?
He did, but he's real.
I slapped Mood.
Can you hit me? Oh yeah, you gotta hit my AC. Make your unarmed attack.
Oh, do we gotta roll to hit him?
Okay. Let's see.
You're stabbing me?
I hit you with the pommel.
He's just letting you know that he's there.
It'd still be a improvised weapon. So it'd just be.
It's 1 point.
4 off.
I hit him with the pommel to prove to him I'm real too.
Yeah, I know you're real.
Good. Then don't blow up the town while I'm inside it.
Why not?
And if she's inside, I point to Melisande, and if she's inside the town, you still don't get to blow it up. And then I point to Silas and and Saturn and go, and if they're inside the town, you still don't get to blow it up.
Well, what if I can blow it up, guaranteeing none of you will be hurt by the explosions?
No, not if I'm inside the town.
Why not?
Because that's the rule.
I will take your
And I'm real because I just hit you.
Comments with consideration.
And I just hit you, so I'm real. So therefore the rule's real. Okay, we move forward. Let's go find out what's going on.
If it matters and it means getting out of here, blow up the town with me in it. Don't let that stop you.
Solid.
Now I'm real. So that means that rule is real.
Well, you haven't hit him yet, so he doesn't know that for sure.
Yeah, but you already hit me, and you hit him.
No, I
Therefore,
hit him. I just poked you
No.
in the chest.
fair.
And he doesn't know you're real. I do.
Right.
I think everyone in our party is real. I'm skeptical about everything else.
Oh,
I'm
that
not
was
skeptical
too.
about whether or not that it can kill us. That I'm almost guaranteed that it can.
I still think you should slap him one. So, all right. Well, Saturn, go talk to the barmaid, find out what's going on.
Okay. Sure, I will go talk to the barmaid and find out what's going on.
Probably. Am I going to steal Santa's power? Because I always love to steal Santa's power.
Sure. It's done. I start doing the drinks for the customers. Performance check.
too.
Oh, gee whiz. And it is solid. Done. This. All right, guys. I think I found where I'm retiring. This is a lot safer than adventuring, and turns out they take pretty good care of you here. I'm going to talk about a 401k tomorrow morning.
Well, that'll be a question. I'm going to go to her. Yes. I will use my charms and engage her in conversation. Yes, I'm not exactly sure where I am, but your lovely sight is definitely all the comfort I need. Oh, there's a masquerade ball? Huh. Does Shadowpine ring any bells anywhere? Okay. Well, it's a straight roll! Hey, that's not bad. It's not a domain of dread, right? Okay. Do I know the name of the trickster god? Probably trickster god X, if you don't have a specific one already. Okay. So I'm like, that okay. Okay. That would explain a lot. But now I am more intrigued that this person is actually real. And now my pursuits continue even more. Huzzah. Okay. I continue to flirt with the beautiful woman until she agrees to go back to my horse.
I feel like either Mood's just gotten really lucky lately, or like his tastes have gone down, because all of a sudden I feel like it's been a really long time, and all of a sudden now he has this like third prospect or fourth prospect, and like just what, a span of like 2 months.
Well, we've been doing so much traveling, right? That he's seen so many lackluster people that now when he sees something that probably would have just been like an 8, it now looks like a 9 or a 10 because he's been seeing so many 4s and 5s.
Well, this woman's beautiful, right? Yeah. That means a charisma above 18. Yeah, otherwise I wouldn't have gone for it. I assume every time he says beautiful or gorgeous or handsome, that means AC or charisma above 18.
Just hope you don't wake up and find out you're shallow Hal.
Do I have a liver? Do I have a kidney?
You're gonna wake up missing it. You're gonna wake up missing a seed pod.
Okay. Persuasion? I'll ask her. Anything to... Knight in shining armor is a great way to get in her pants. Okay. Through more flirtatious things, I'll basically say, I could probably try to find them. I will, like, drive by the rest of the party, tell them we're probably in a God's demiplane of trickery, and so these people are real. And that there's a bunch of kids missing. The bar ladies, or who was missing? There were a bunch of adults missing. That the barkeep has more information. I'm still seducing the beautiful woman. And I zoom back down.
I'm working. I mean, I may be not good at this job, but I'm doing it, bro. Yeah, but that's not good. That's adequate. I'm not trying to act like I'm good. Oh, I'm not trying to act like I'm good. I'm just trying to put the effort in. I need the people to feel sorry for me, so they give me more tips now. Oh, I tried.
Did he still fail to notice that Vigo is sleight of handing the tips out of the jar when his back is turned?
I wouldn't even second glance Vigo.
Why would I do that to you? No,
Yeah.
you've done fine. No. Okay, so people are missing. Nobody knows where they're going. More information coming, and there's some kind of masquerade ball.
Ooh. I will like get her set with what I need to. But yeah, I'll get her set and then I'll move on to my next prey.
Well, if it's a masquerade ball, then that involves masks and disguises. So we would need more information. Perhaps it's noon or just afternoon. We have time to go maybe visit a couple shops and either purchase or figure out how to cobble together something appropriate. Anybody want to come along? Mood, I figure you'll just sprout some extra flowers in a different place. So you're fine. I think everyone else
Mood's going to be
would need a
busy for a
mask.
little while.
I would have confronted the woman who's towards the gnome at towards the end of her life, and said comforting words to her, and let her know that she's had a long and hard journey, and that she will be blessed on the other side. The dwarf you said there was a female dwarf who was towards the end of her life.
Into the bar.
Oh, I thought she said into and like she was like.
Oh.
Okay. Never mind then. Yeah, let's go shopping then. I was trying to be
Oh,
perfect
it's so
here.
sweet.
So there's this poor guy sitting at the bar drinking a beer after over his midday lunch, and this total stranger who's got death god paraphernalia around him comes up and says, "Well, you've had a hard run at it, but don't worry, things will turn out better soon for you. You've done well and lived well long. Good on you. Hey, cheer up. It won't be so bad for that much longer." So
Yes.
here's this poor guy who probably runs the local needle and thread shop, and you've just gone up and basically handed him a eulogy. Oh my god.
A lumberjack.
Yeah, he's gonna want to go drop another tree in the forest today. For now. Good lord. Yeah. Good job. I'm just gonna shake my head at Silas and walk out the door. I gotta go find some. Good lord. I mean, maybe you shouldn't have had that pastrami on rye, you should have had something more fun. Good lord. Alright. Let's go find a shopkeep who can tell us more about the masquerade ball. Well, it's a masquerade ball.
Sarah's house.
I would go with the tailor shop because the masquerade ball might require costumes of some kind.
Mm-hmm.
Would my lady agree?
Yeah.
Certainly. Off we shall go. Let's go let's go to the tailor shop, and I'll look behind and see if the the Death Walker is coming along, bringing doom and gloom behind him.
I would follow as people leave. Yes.
Probably cleared out half the bar with that little speech. Now going, Fred, didn't know you were dying, man. Sorry to hear that, buddy. Let me buy you another drink. Right, you look young and healthy. Oh, yeah.
Saturn, the bartender, says this is a great time to drink. Who wants another round?
You notice that your tips actually start accumulating now.
You know what, Silas? Doesn't matter. Silas is just helping us sell drinks. We got to do this.
Oh, jeez.
Whether they're happy drinks or sad drinks, a drink is a
This-
drink, right?
All right. Okay. So we'll go to the tailor shop. Anything else? Good afternoon, my good shopkeep. We are new to town and have been recently informed that tonight is the Grand Masquerade Ball, and have come to see what does that all mean. Well, a couple days is even better. So, are there masks? Are there costumes? Is there dancing? Is there food? What I mean, how does all this work? Please tell us if you have a moment in your shop to help us out. Well, isn't that just all nobles anyway? I mean, there's always some that are but most are usually pretty good, right? Well, I mean, I believe that, and I will glance back at Melisande, given the longevity of their race, they would have time to acquire more specific tastes and enjoy more specific things as they go through time. Doesn't that seem fair? Whereas, you know, us shorter lived races might just kind of hustle and bustle about more, trying to fit it all in. Well, you said there's costumes. Are there masks involved? I mean, could you show us some things you put together for other people, and maybe we could help decide upon whatever we need to wear to the ball? Oh, okay. See, and I apologize, milady, talking to Melisande again. And, sir, I look back at Silas and go, she mistakes us for poor travelers and doesn't realize that we're here to spend a large amount of money. In fact, you would call that an obscene amount of money on costumes to make sure that we are the finest dressed at the ball. Perhaps, perhaps we should take our business elsewhere. Who says I'm making deceptions? Okay, that's fine. You may declare that. I am not. Let's see, deception. Oh, uh, that would be one of my specialities. This is the pretty woman scene. An obscene
Hmm.
amount of money. It's not a problem. But we're probably going to need more help. You have more help, right? Oh, well, that changes things. I mean, could you have it done in time? And what would you suggest for this lovely, creature next to me? And I point to Melisande. Are there masks involved in these costumes? Okay, so I mean, what kind of mask? Would you show me some that you have? So you haven't made any? You have nothing left? Even if I don't know the person who would be behind the mask, I couldn't just see the mask itself? I see. Okay. Are these animal creatures? Are they like feathers in front? Are they, carved wood? What are we talking about with the mask here? I point to Melisande, and then I point to Melisande, and then I point to Silas, as two far ends of the spectrum as you can possibly find. Of course, I would never let the two of them out of my sight. That is my job. And we have one other who's busy in the tavern, but he's about his height and size, little broad in the shoulder, swarthy, and a sailor, so something that means. And so 4 costumes, 5 gold each, and would these be rush jobs? I see. Okay. So I will hand her 25 gold up front to make sure that everything goes properly. And does she need us to step out while she takes some measurements? Because there's no way that my lady or sir will be arriving in sackcloth.
Is she what she seems to be?
You're romancing.
Yeah, the true sight's on her. Okay.
Okay. So I will mark off 25 gold. I'm satisfied. And remind me again, the host of the ball is whom? Okay. But she said tickets. Well, okay. So now I got to figure out how invitations are made. So somebody's losing tickets. You didn't put the tailor shop on the map. I'm hurt and offended. Of all the things, I mean, you had one job.
Visualization's nice.
Thank you very much. You had one job. All right. So now we've solved that. Saturn is busy tending bar and trying to cheer up the poor dwarf who thinks he's going to die tomorrow.
Who said I was cheering him up? Alcohol
well,
is
you're
depressing. You just want to
you're
keep him drinking.
there. You go.
This is a money game, bro. The gnome lady is trying to run a bar, not a therapy session.
Well,
Oh, bro.
you could have used the clock tower as the O. I meant the map. I'm awesome. Okay, so let's find out what else is in this town. Thank you.
Oh, is that supposed to be an arrow pointing to the O?
That's okay. All right, so let's find out what else is in this town, because we need to go, a little more. So, who else would have a nice conversation with there? We could talk to the potion shop, or Silas. Do you need to consult any books or anything? There seems to be a scroll shop or library of some kind with paperwork in it.
I'm out of curiosity, I'm gonna go to the library and see what they have. Library's closed, guys. Unless somebody wants to get in there.
Oh.
I don't know anything about this town.
Somebody must have checked out the book.
Yeah.
Maybe the dwarf that's in the bar
in
drinking.
there.
Would you like?
So can Vigo figure out how to get us in there?
Sure. Do we need to get in there illegally?
Not really, but maybe for informational purposes.
Why don't we come back later and see if it's open, and we'll do this without, because we just walked into town, and as much as I'm into, picking every lock I see, if we can walk in without having to get the, local proprietors upset at us, that usually goes smoother and easier. I can always come back later, for something more specific, but I'm not just your run-of-the-mill, hey, there's a locked door, I got to go open it kind of guy.
Oh, okay.
So let's go. We can go try the potion shop. That seemed to be another place of interest. So,
yeah, I mean, I'm stocked up on potions, but we can always see if there's anything unique here.
Right.
Yeah, we can check out the other shops.
Look at Silas.
I was just wondering, I'd like to see your healing potions real quick. Just a basic healing potion. From what I can understand, everything looks the same. Everything still functions the same way. From basic ideas, right? Okay. Because I'm just trying to figure out. I know that we're somewhere in some weird place. I don't actually want a healing potion because that seems like something might go wrong. That's my thought process. I feel like I'm disconnected from where I need to be. And so I'm just thinking out loud. Do you guys just want to have a healing potion just in case something... Excuse me, have you been invited to the ball? Where I'm from, potion making is a very respectful and sought after profession.
Absolutely, yes.
Yes, please. Okay. All but this. So the last four, all but that sleep potion. How much would the gaseous form and the 2 curse potions be? Okay. I am very interested in that gaseous form, at least. So I think I'm going to.
Okay, so wait, so I'm sorry, it's 180 for the 2 cleansing potions. Okay, so basically 90 each. All right, and then the gaseous form is how much? Okay, so 180 and 50 is 230. Okay. So she says 230 for the 3 potions. Now there was also the minty breath potion. Okay, and the talking to bees. My curiosity is, what kind of conversation can you have with bees for an hour? Has she tried this, and are they worth talking to?
Well,
I was also intrigued by that ocean.
Okay. I see. Okay. Well, that actually would work very well. Um, in the end, if you upset them, do they just tell you to buzz off? Never heard that one. All right. How much for that one? Okay. Um, so, Silas, what are you interested in?
I'm gonna pay for myself the gaseous form because that's all I have money for.
Okay.
And I would leave me with 8 gold left, and I'll just give that to you for helping with the master grade stuff. Because how much do we owe that person?
Who?
The tailor.
No, that's covered.
Okay. So yeah, I have 58 gold on me currently, and so
Okay.
I would get the gaseous form for myself.
And then keep your cash. Okay. Vigo I'll buy with the rest of the potions. I'll take the two curse potions, or curse removal potions. But I tell you what, if I'm gonna buy all 4 of them, I'd like to cut her a deal, and we'll do it's 180. So I'll offer 160 for all 4. Okay, I can do that.
I will cast guidance as well to like pat him on the back, to like be like, thank you for being a good friend.
Oh no, well, okay, I'm sorry, it's the mint elixir, it's the bee potion, and then 2 of the curse removal potions. Correct.
Mm-hmm.
I tell you what, I'll buy it because the mint potions are what, 1 silver, 2 silver each. Okay. I'll offer her 170 for the 2 curse removals plus the bee potion, and she's got to throw in 2 of the mint potions with that. That's the okay. That's the persuasion, and that one, and I get a D4.
Yep.
Yeah, that ain't gonna go too high. See if I can break 10. That's right. Hey, I broke 12. Woohoo! All right, so 12. Okay, 180. Thank you.
those were her only curse remove potions, right? Okay.
We'll mention these when we get back. If you can make another trip later if you want to.
Uh-huh.
Oh, did he want the third one?
Probably.
Okay, so I'll offer her 80 for the third curse removal potion.
Does she have anything else
90.
in the shop? Is that like most of the inventory? That's very true. Does she have anything in the back? Okay, so she's got. Okay. Nothing. Does she have a safe? Okay. So there's not like a couple of weird bottles on like a somewhere discreet. Okay. Gotta go to them.
Was that 1B as well?
Yes. 1 bee tonic or 1 honey tonic, excuse me. And then
Was
2
the honey the bee talking one?
Yes.
So
Oh.
10.
Alright.
10 just looking around, but yeah.